What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, talking today about Cyberpunk 2077 because this game has turned into such a surprising mess, and I'll still say this, I'm completely shocked by it. But what's happened today is two giant things, which is that first and foremost, the developers are beginning to panic. They realize that this is very badly hurting this project that they've spent years working on because pretty much everybody trying to play it is now facing a very unplayable project. If you purchased this game on a base PlayStation 4 or a standard Xbox One, it has broken quests, frame rates in the low teens. There's just so many problems in this game that make it a complete shard husk of an experience. And now if you look at their social medias, they've been rolling out a series of hotfixes, which are basically like micro patches. These are very tiny updates that are made to try and fix some of the most glaring problems with the game. And they're definitely throwing these out because, let's face facts, the game is broke. This game is just in such a bad state that they're trying to basically repair it enough that people will stop freaking out. And the way we know people are freaking out is because if you look at things like Metacritic, the user review score settings are going into the basement. It is now officially getting review bombed. Now, to me, this is interesting because I try and do my best to listen to fan feedback. I listen to what you guys say, and I definitely read a lot of the comments. And yesterday I did make a video specifically talking about the poor performance of the game itself on baseline consoles. And the comment section of this just kind of blew my mind. A lot of people straight up saying like, I've been playing this and it's basically like being a QA tester. Buying this game at launch was a mistake. This is a huge disappointment. CD Projekt Red just pulled off the biggest heist in gaming history. Like, the fact that people are so universally upset, to me, is a very clear sign that things are looking very, very bleak. Now, before we start going into the negative reviews that people have been submitting, I do want to say something in the object fairness, which is the fact that, so this is the Steam review page over here. This is it if you tried to buy it on Steam. PC gamers seem to be having a much better experience. And I just want to be in fairness, we're currently talking about the fact that the game is broken on base PlayStation 4s and Xbox One only, which unfortunately is still millions and millions of players. But as you can see here by the fact that PC gamers, these people have given it 121,000 mostly positive reviews. So these people are having a good time, while a lot of us are out here sitting trying to watch the crappiest version of the game. So what I want to do today is actually look at some of these negative reviews. Let's look at some of these reviews and see what it is that people are having the biggest problem with. Now, there is a lot of different reviews. I do want to say I looked at a bunch of different ones. So the Metacritic review score is the lowest on the Xbox One. This is clearly the most broken version of the game in existence. The Metacritic score on PC over here is still pretty decent, and it does also have the highest amount, or the most amount of scores. But over here, this is interesting because I think the PlayStation 4 experience seems to be the one that has the most detailed feedback. So what I wanted to try and do is actually take a look at some of these user review scores, but specifically the ones that are over on the PlayStation 4, because these, from the ones I actually glanced at, these are the ones that are the most detailed as to what the problem is, what has gone so catastrophically awry. So take a look at something like this. This game is an unplayable mess on the original PlayStation 4 with frame rates constantly dropping below 20 and bugs showing up throughout the experience, all in extremely low resolution. The entire marketing campaign around this game was deceptive, as CD Projekt Red never showed the way the game actually looks on a PlayStation 4, but assured gamers that it works surprisingly well, avoid at all costs. Ridiculous and irresponsible of a developer that spent so long winning our trust to release something in this state at full price. It is not hyperbole that this is the most disappointing game I have ever been with the release of a game. They could have acknowledged the game can't run on PlayStation 4, and I and others would have adjusted our expectations accordingly. Instead, they hid the horrible gameplay and enacted review embargoes and had company reps blatantly and directly lie to us, to our faces about the state of the game, all so they could steal money from our pockets. I can't imagine ever giving this game another chance on any console. Now, I want to stop here for a second and say that this is the most predominant thing I've seen people say, is this is definitely a thing where they hyped it up like this was going to be the best game of all time. This is going to be the beginning of the next generation, right? This is going to be a chance for games to be bigger and better. And I think a lot of people, I don't think that this is hyperbolic to say, people were expecting a lot from CD Projekt Red. People are expecting, okay, Witcher 1 was good, Witcher 2 was great, Witcher 3, I have heard a lot of people say that Witcher 3 is, in their opinion, the best game ever made. Maybe not their favorite game, but the best game ever made. Having a chance to have that game, but now with all the freedom of modern technology, cars, guns, hacking, like, I understand that the potential of this game was very, very high, but I do understand that a lot of people do feel directly lied to. Now, I want to keep looking at some of these reviews because I'm just so fascinated by the fact that people are, I mean, the advertising was definitely incorrect. False advertisement. The game does not work properly on old generations of consoles. It should never have been released on PlayStation 4. Oh, sorry. I literally played that this game fails harder than any video game has ever failed. I'm not talking about sales. I'm talking reputation. No other company has insulted me more for their lies and promises than CD Projekt Red. I'm saying this as someone who's been playing playing video games for over 20 years. Cyberpunk broke me. Oh my gosh. Oh, dang. Okay, well, I do want to say that this person might want to calm down. I do like that their profile name is also Cyberpunk 2020. It is also funny that they gave it a 1 instead of a 0. I mean, it's the worst game you've ever played, but it's still a 1. The game is completely broken, was sold on PC videos while PS4 got completely hidden from everybody. It is on the verge of unplayable, and I cannot recommend it to anyone. Terrible graphics, ridiculous performance, and no NPCs in the city, no cars in the streets, basic missing features like getting a haircut. So yeah, that's one of the issues as well, is the fact that the biggest piece of misleading that I definitely think that the company should come out and apologize for, and yes, I'm being serious, I do think that they need to do an official apology, is the fact that something I've seen a lot of people in this, in all these reviews saying, is the fact that the thing they showed in trailers absolutely is not on this disc. It ain't on this freaking disc. It just isn't. And one of the things is that initially they showed huge crowded streets, hundreds of NPCs, intermingling, crazy, just giant spectacles that make this game seem like such a next-gen experience, even on current-gen hardware, and that flat out isn't the case. This is something that I feel like they needed to try and come in and at least temper expectations. A lot of these freaking comment sections, like the big kind of overriding theme of these things is just saying like they purchased it because of trailers that are not at all indicative or reflective of the experience you're going to be getting if you purchase this. Like, I'm still kind of just blown away because, like, here's something here, like, don't buy it on PS4. It's unplayable, 720p and 50 frames a second on open world. Are you serious? Why don't you cancel this game for past gen if they can't run it? It's really, really bad. This game, maybe it's a good game, but it's not for PS4 and Xbox One. This is unacceptable. Console gamers have been scammed. You know, I have to agree with these people. Like, the fact that so many people are using the word scam, like this person's name is cyber scam. They're saying don't buy it because it's a scam. Trust the other comments. Wake the F up, CD Projekt Red devs. This is a game you need to fix. I bought 2 copies, one for PS4, one for Xbox One. Sadly, I can't play the game on them. Oh, this dude paid $120 to play this, and that's just if you paid the standard $60 edition, and it's just completely broken for him. So here's the thing I've definitely learned about gaming is that you can try and establish yourself, you can build up your brand, you can build up your reputation. It takes 1 second to destroy it. You can have 15 Final Fantasy games that are all great, all amazing, all epic, beautiful, amazing experiences, but the second you release a game that is obviously a broken freaking cash grab, people will immediately abandon you. I am actually very, very curious now to see how this evolves over the coming months, because right now people are mad. People have just wasted $60. I understand that this review bombing and stuff, this is mostly because people are currently upset. What's going to happen in 6 months? Is this game going to get updated? Is it going to get patched? What's going to happen with it? And when it comes to that multiplayer, we now know that the Cyberpunk multiplayer is going to have microtransactions and stuff. Is that even going to be released for current gen consoles? Is that going to be coming to PlayStation 5 only? I mean, we're going to see a lot, but I want to keep following this to see what CD Projekt Red decides to do with it, because in this current state, it's downright disgraceful. But what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments down below what some of your thoughts are, and please do me the biggest favor of all, give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already, but also keep dreaming. I can't believe I winked in a video. You don't have to wink, but please keep dreaming. thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.